drive, gets inside, leans in, knocked away and stolen by Holiday. Dollar up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. To Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! This the dagger.
Here's the problem I'm seeing. Zion's gonna want out soon. Here's the thing, I don't think the front office of that organization, of that New Orleans organization, knows what the heck they're doing.
What can I say? Mamba out.
This may be the craziest, most wild podcast episode I have done in a very long time. Welcome back to the show, guys. I am your host, Joshua Unangst, and today we are diving into things everything basketball. Everything that has to relate to the NBA that is significant enough. We're not going to focus on preseason games because I can care less. It's a Tuesday. We're a week away from the regular season tipping off. My Phoenix Suns tipping off against the hated Dallas Mavericks. I'll get to that in a bit. And we'll pretty much for the next week, I'll be covering that. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about. We got some crazy stories coming up, topics coming up that are going to feature my opinion, and also something that's controversial around LeBron James and China. We have lineups being finalized. We have good news for the Wizards and so much more. Remember, guys, you can find us on social media. You find us CourtSideHeat on social media everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It'll be twitter.com/CourtSideHeat, Instagram.com/CourtSideHeat, and Facebook.com/CourtSideHeat. If you are on Tumblr, we're there as well. Rarely do we post there, but continue to follow us there because when we do, it is always great content. We are also on YouTube. Our YouTube link will be in the description down below, whether you're listening on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Podcasts, or anywhere else that we're pretty much on. Wherever you're at, we are. It doesn't matter if you have Android, iPhone, or one of those Google Pixel phones. Does not matter. For YouTube, just putting CourtSideHeat, it's going to have to be spaced because for YouTube usernames, everything is spaced after each word. Don't know why, it is just that. So it's CourtSideHeat, CourtSideHeat. Again, link will be in the description below with many of our other things. I encourage watching the last podcast episode or last video in general of the truth about NBA 2K23, my NBA eras. That's a very good, less than 30-minute, comprehensible summary of what it is and what's good about it, what's bad about it, where we go from there, and what else we can expect within it, and all that different kind of stuff. I answer tons of questions. It's a very cool one. It'll be linked below. Remember, it's on Facebook. It'll be on YouTube, but it'll be linked for all of our different social media pages. Speaking about NBA 2K, I have a huge announcement regarding our YouTube and NBA 2K. We will now be having, CourtSideHeat will now be having all these different series starting next week. I've not finalized a day yet. It will not be on podcasting day, on one of our podcasting days, but CourtSideHeat, YouTube, Rumble, everywhere else will be promoting like crazy. We'll be starting up NBA 2K23 series. You heard it here first. We'll be doing my career, my NBA eras. We'll be doing franchise mode, all these different cool eras, all these different cool series and challenges and perspectives. As I've shared many throughout the 2K communities, throughout social media like crazy, and I will do 15-minute videos, 30-minute videos, 45-minute videos, an hour-long video. It will be crazy. I'm actually excited for that. More to come on that announcement, but I want to let you guys know on this beautiful Tuesday morning. That'll be next week, though, as everything is being finalized come this Thursday, Friday. And I have even bigger news that most likely CourtSideHeat will now be live streaming games for you guys. If you are a Phoenix Suns fan, then get prepared, as CourtSideHeat will be live streaming Suns games October 19th when we take on the Dallas Mavericks. I will be live streaming from YouTube the game. We'll have a play-by-play breakdown. I'm going to try to set that up, see if I can make it work, and if I can't, it will be there. I will do test runs for preseason games a few days prior, depending if everything works out well, but I will try something like that. So be on the lookout for that. Again, those are my announcements. I will be keeping you guys posted. Friday, Saturday, I'll update you guys again. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know, want to keep you in the loop. So yeah, that's what we're doing on the CourtSideHeat end of things. And with that being said, let's just jump straight into the breaking news around the league. I am shocked by some of these stories, these rumors. And reports, but I'm also not surprised. Some good, some bad, some in between, right? But I'm going to start off this first story because it is a very wild story, and there was always rumors, and people always had speculation that this was happening one way or another, and it's this. Former NBA player Royce White. I'm not too sure on who Royce White. I can't speak today. Who Royce White is, but he is 31 years old. He had a brief tenure with NBA. He only played 3 regular season games. Did not have a strong career. He was in the 2012 draft. He was in the first round, pick 16. Yeah, I'm not too sure who who he really was as a basketball player. My bad, but he only played like 3 games. I guess he admitted to not having a great chance to play in the NBA. When he was in college. I'm not too sure who Royce White was, but he was a talented basketball player on the college end. He was a first round pick, outside the lottery, right? But the story goes as this. This is the controversial story surrounding him and LeBron James. So, former NBA player Royce White claims that LeBron James accepted $1 billion from Nike/China to keep his mouth shut about concentration camps in China. He calls LeBron James a salve for his stance on Hong Kong, saying that he took money. He accepted money from Nike not to speak bad about China and what they're doing to Muslims. My first reaction was in shock that he would actually, if this is true. So allegedly, if this is true, this is what White is claiming. But let's say this is true and very accurate. That is crazy. This is crazy. It's shocking. But can you see it? Yes. Nike makes about $40 billion per year, and all their products are made in China, like they're housed in China, right? So it really comes to no surprise that Nike is silent on China, what they're doing to people, and all the different things, right? They should not be surprised because they're in China, they're making tons of money off of China and getting cheap products, right? Cost cheap products, right? And then they can sell it out and make tons of money. pretty much what they're doing per year. And LeBron James, one of the biggest athletes to be signed by Nike, also makes sense why he accepted a $1 billion or why he was offered $1 billion from Nike/China to stay silent. But here, before I speak anymore, let's have the former NBA player actually tell the full story so I'm not paraphrasing. Here are his exact words. Here's the minute 18-second video.
LeBron James was given $1 billion by Nike, the establishment, the anti-human, neoliberal, Marxist, globalist establishment, which is also Church of LGBTQ, he was given this $1 billion to keep his mouth shut about the single greatest humanitarian crisis of our generation. And that is the 2 million people being placed in the concentration camps in China for no other crime than being Muslim. Now, he won't speak on that. Why? Number one, it's an economic injustice that he's done to take that payoff to shut his mouth, because really he should have asked Nike for $40 billion.
Of course.
He should have got at least $500 million a year, if not $1 billion a year, because Nike makes $40 billion of revenue a year, and he represents at least 1/40th of their commercial value and influence.
I agree. 100%.
But he took the billion because when you're a radical materialist and you come from Akron, Ohio, like I come from Minneapolis, or you come from one of these other black communities, you measure your success based on what other black people have. And because other black people don't have $1 billion, he feels that the $1 billion he got is an accomplishment that he can hold over y'all and say, look at me.
From what we just heard, that's pretty significant. That's bombshelling right there. And real quick, I want to point this out just a little more who White is. He's currently running for Congress in Minnesota's 5th Congressional District as a Republican. So I also wanted to point it out, just a little more background on who he was, just so there was more clarity. Plus, I also wanted to throw that out just so I wasn't getting the facts wrong on anything. But it's pretty crazy when you think about that. And there is a lot of truth to what he was saying. There is a lot of truth, and he's one of the 2 players to actually say something about China and then incorporating LeBron James, throwing him in. The first was Enes Kanter Freedom, and now it's Royce White. My apologies. I don't know why I keep botching his name. But, so, there's been extreme backlash for Freedom when he spoke out against China and then bringing in LeBron James and then just having that snowball effect on his basketball career. No one else wanted to pick him up. Royce White has nothing to fear when it comes to NBA and if teams will sign him, because he's already done with his playing career and he's moved on into the political landscape, into that field. But if that's true, and LeBron James did, in a way, in essence, sell his soul to China to stay silent on the concentration camps, Hong Kong, Muslims, all that stuff, which is really sad, if that came to being that. Again, I'm shocked, but I'm not shocked at the same time. Knowing what we know about Nike, knowing what we know about LeBron James and how big his platform is and how deep he is with Nike, I'm shocked and I'm not shocked. Does it bother me on some level that we have a report coming out, or a claim at least coming out, that LeBron James did in fact accept $1 billion to stay silent about China and their treatment against people, which is really bad. Like, it's like horrifically bad. In no shape, form, or fashion should that type of treatment against people be accepted. Like, no sane human being would ever want that for anyone. But yeah, that's just crazy, and I didn't even know that came out. He talked about on the 8th. It broke out on October 8th. To be honest with y'all, I didn't see it up until Monday night when I was going through and seeing what I missed because I was covering other things like fantasy basketball, which articles will be releasing soon. I was looking at breaking news. I was watching football. I was watching basketball. I was getting clips ready. I was doing different stuff. And that did not come across my desk. That did not come across my feed. Now, I'm happy this did come up because this is just such a bombshelling story. And if you want to learn more about it, just go to outkick.com. They do detail that. They give you the transcript. They give you the video. That's where ultimately I found more about Royce White and just more about the story. So go check them out too. But that shit's crazy. Like, again, shocked, but not shocked. Yeah. Like, this is not the first time LeBron James has been critical, or should I say silent, about Hong Kong. When Daryl Morey spoke out in support of Hong Kong against China, I think LeBron James, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm trying to remember, called him uneducated and actually created backlash against Daryl Morey for speaking out against what was happening to Hong Kong. So, this is not the first time that, in a way, LeBron James has stood up for China and remained silent for China. So it seems like LeBron has deep ties with China and with Nike, obviously with Nike. China may have deep ties with LeBron, and with as big as a platform he has, it's almost dangerous to consider what influence he could have if he spoke out against China. But since he's taken deals to not speak out about the atrocities that are happening down China, it's kind of sad. To say the least, it's kind of sad. And I brought this up to you guys because I thought it was important to bring up, and I thought that this was breaking news around the league. And I get it, sometimes we want to leave out like some of the political stuff, but this is not political. This is just downright bad with LeBron James. If this is true, and I'm not doubting what White is saying, but I'm also have to take from different perspectives. I have to look at the credibility because we just don't know. We know to a certain extent. So it's not like I'm trying to take neutrality because let me be honest. I believe White. I believe LeBron James has been silent about China. He's proved it before, especially like what was it, like 2018, 2019, whatever year it was with Daryl Morey. So 100% do I believe that LeBron James staying silent about China. I'm just trying to find credibility in the $1 billion and how credible this actually is. Because I just want to make sure. If that makes sense. I don't know if I'm just speaking, talking to circles. I don't know. All I'm trying to say is that I believe White. That's just disgusting what LeBron James did. If in fact he did it for $1 billion, but he's been staying silent on China anyway, so it's like nothing new besides a price. And LeBron James sold his soul for $1 billion, and it's funny. Every man has a price, and China pretty much offered LeBron James $1 billion to just sit still and just not say anything. Just sit there and be silent, which is kind of sad, which is really sad. But moving on, we do have other news that I want to get into, and that is now going to a whole different side, and that is involving the Portland Trail Blazers, but in a good way. Preseason's been going on. The Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups confirmed that Josh Hart will be the team's starting small forward. Hart has started the free for Portland for the entire postseason, or for the preseason. Hart is expected to join Damian Lillard, Anthony Simmons, Jeremy Grant, and Nurkic in Portland's starting lineup this season. I'm actually pretty excited about that. Josh Hart is a pretty good basketball player. He played for the Lakers, played for the Pelicans, and I believe he can have a steady role in this new rebuilding Portland team. I truly do believe that. Dame time's there. You added Grant. You are strengthening with Hart. You are getting back a somewhat healthy Nurkic. Simons is there. Anthony Simons. He's come back. He's going to be really good. I'm pretty confident in the Blazers. I'm not expecting them to be like a deep playoff team, but a playing team, why not? I'm also going to try to tank for Scoot Henderson or Victor Wembanyama. Oh, I can't say his last name, but Victor. Now, not so great news. This is referring to the Charlotte Hornets. While the Blazers were confirming that Josh Hart was going to be in the starting lineup, we're now have to be concerned if you are a Charlotte Hornet fan if LaMelo Ball is even playing. Well, LaMelo Ball sprained his ankle during a preseason game, during the last preseason game, is now going to have to get tests done on him today. Time of this recording, I have not heard of anything as of late of how the testings have been going or if he's been tested yet. But it's happening today, happening sometime today, just not going to hear during today's podcast episode. But I will let you guys know on social media. Again, that's CourtSideHeat for Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. So yeah, that's not good news. So you have LaMelo Ball, star player, already first for the Hornets. Now he has a sprained ankle. Now you're relying upon $30 million of injured Gordon Hayward. You got Terry Rozier, Scary Terry. I just don't mind him. And you got other guys like that, but you got nothing exciting. But sprained ankles, even if they're not severe, still take 1 to 2 weeks. He could miss opening game. Sprained ankle time. I'm looking to see. Yeah. It may take anywhere from 2 weeks to heal a minor sprain, from anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks to heal a severe sprain. So if it takes 2 weeks, he's missing a few games. That is not what the Hornets want. Obviously. This is not what they need right now. They're 0-4 in the postseason anyways. Doesn't even matter. But it's not good when you consider not having LaMelo Ball because he's not a playmaker. Here's your point guard. And now you have to go in with Kelly Oubre, PJ Washington, James Bouknight, and Gordon Hayward, and Terry Rozier. All by yourself in that. They have an okay team. Right? Leandro Ball's a bum. Bouknight's good. Washington's good. Plumlee's somewhat good. Hayward, injuries. And Rozier. Look, is that going to carry you all the way through? No, but you got high scores and you got high playmakers. You got guys that thrive in their specialized areas. So, could they survive? Yes. Will they if LaMelo Ball is out for 2 weeks, or let's just say open a game? Maybe. They take on the Spurs away Wednesday, October 19th at 5 p.m. Arizona time. You know, Spurs are a really bad basketball team, so you could beat them without LaMelo Ball. Like, I would be mortified if somehow they lost to the Spurs without LaMelo Ball. That tells me all I need to know about the roster. And LaMelo Ball was not even happy about this roster, especially after losing Miles Bridges. Good basketball player, horrible human being. And I'm happy the Hornets didn't give him that qualifying offer to get him back. Happy about that. So, not good news. Like, that is not good news. That's just going to make your life a living nightmare. So have fun with that. I'm happy that my team doesn't have to deal with injuries like that. Oh, wait, we do. We're just better than you. Yeah, that's just going to be tough. So again, we went from Blazers confirming lineups to Hornets scrambling and trying to find a new lineup, hoping that there's no severity or major severity in the sprained ankle of LaMelo Ball. Because that ultimately will be bad. There's no other way to look at that. It will be bad. Now, if you're the Washington Wizards, and I'm happy that I'm not, Brad Beal exits health and safety protocols. He is actually day-to-day right now with a non-COVID illness. Yes, those protocols are still active. Yes, the NBA has reformed those protocols, those policies, but they're still here. And good news for the Wizards, it's not going to mess them over. That's good for them because they had 10 days to get better before the start of their regular season for the opening game against the, I believe, Indiana Pacers. So Brad Beal is back. He is day to day. So most likely, in my opinion, we are going to be seeing him for opening night. It would be ludicrous to think otherwise, because Wizards have a decent roster, but Brad Beal does give them that push. They got Chris Porzingis, Kyle Kuzma, Rui Hachimura, Monte Morris, Danny Abaji, Will Barn, Corey Kispert, Dion Wright, Taj Gibson. But here's the thing. Corey Kispert is hurt. He's currently dealing with an ankle. Remember, 5 days ago, ESPN reported that Corey Kispert would be out 4 to 6 weeks with sprained left ankle. That's not good. And he's your small forward. So injuries are already taking a toll on the Wizards, and regular season haven't begun yet. The good news, they're getting back to Bradley Beal, so there's some positive sides in that. There really is. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's nothing else I can elaborate on. That's the one thing I hate about the preseason. When you're going through the motions of sometimes just reading this stuff and watching the games, it's you're just ready for the regular season. And I get these injuries are important, I get it, but confirming lineups, you really can't talk about that much. A player leaving protocol, can't really talk about that much because he has enough time, because it's not affecting him in the regular season. He's going to be back for the start of the regular season. So it's sometimes it's mind-numbing to go through these podcast episodes or to write content when it's the preseason. Not a lot of excitement's happening, and I'm not trying to take the joy out of preseason, but I'm just not a big preseason guy, so it's hard for me to get in there. Now, if we were talking about fantasy basketball, it would be different. Good news is that my fantasy basketball articles and content, all things good with NBA fantasy basketball, is coming out very soon, starting today, all the way up to the 19th. So you got solid 8 days of content coming out. We will have podcast episodes surrounding that and just videos in general, again, on our YouTube channel, Rumble channel, and all of that stuff. But yeah, so we kind of diverted our attention, at least my attention, from the news to me complaining about, the preseason. But yeah, that's fun. Yeah. Don't worry. We are 8 days away. We are so close. I'm gonna be there. I'm being there for the Suns. I don't care what I gotta do. I'm gonna be there for the Suns. And that's a promise. That's a guarantee. Everything else is irrelevant to me. If the world is on fire, I don't care. I'm there for the Suns. Everything else is irrelevant. I have no food, irrelevant. Water, irrelevant. Anything else I do, irrelevant. I'm there for the Suns. You may think I'm a psychopath. I don't care. I am not. I just like basketball. I've been dying for the past months, just trying to entertain myself and not die of boredom. Now, does that sound insane and drastic and extreme? Maybe, but then again, welcome to the show where I dramatize everything. Now, moving away from that, we do have one other piece of breaking news around the league that I do want to touch on because, funny enough, it does concern the Phoenix Suns. So now the Atlanta Hawks are entering the sweepstakes to acquire Jay Crowder from the Phoenix Suns. Real quick, roll the clip of Shams Charania talking about this. Real quick, it's like 40 seconds, 30 seconds. Hit it.
I'm Shams Charania here with breaking news presented by AT&T 5G.
Sources tell me the Hawks have emerged as a suitor among interested teams in Suns forward Jay Crowder. The Hawks and Suns have had conversations in recent weeks and months, I'm told, as Atlanta has seen if there's a pathway to bring Crowder into a big three of Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, and John Collins. Several teams have been engaged on a potential deal for Crowder, who remains away from the Suns as both sides work on a resolution for his future.
Yeah, I've been telling you guys for weeks. I've been telling you guys that we were either going to get Bogdanovich, Clarkson, or go into a trade with the Hawks and try to land John Collins. I told you it was either going to be the Jazz or it was going to be the Hawks. And now the Hawks are viewed as the favorite per reports. And I wouldn't be surprised if all of the Suns try to land John Collins in his Jay Crowder trade. Again, I've been saying that for the longest of time. But I also wouldn't be surprised if the Hawks try to retain the likes of John Collins because there may not be enough value there. And I can see that. They're like, I don't want to give up this guy here just to get a downgrade. It just, I don't know. I want to believe that we're going to get something good, but at this point, I'd rather get like a draft pick. I'd rather get something just to get a guy off of here because I think it's about that time. But I've been telling you guys about the Hawks. I told you the Hawks would be trying to trade with the Suns. I told you that the Suns were going to try to inquire about John Collins, see if they could just dump off Jay Crowder and his expiring contract to there. I honestly believe they're the front runner, and per reports, that is the case. And per reports, they're going to be able to get a trade done. Now, will all of that be able to be said and done? Yes. Now, I'm okay with this one. Per John Gambador of Arizona Sports 98.7, he says that the best that the Suns could do is get Justin Holiday. He says Atlanta is highly unlikely to move Hunter or Bogdanovich, as it makes no sense for them to do that. I agree, because there's really, in my opinion, for the Hawks, there's not that much value. There's value in Jay Crowder, but not enough to give up Hunter or to give up Bogdanovich. I still want Collins, but if we're going to get Collins, we have to put in a little more. And I don't want to do that. But I will take the veteran, who's the 33-year-old Justin Holiday. We had his brother, Aaron Holiday, on last season before he left. And right now, he's averaging 8 points over his career, 3 rebounds over his career, and 1.5 assists over his career. But last season, he averaged for the Sacramento Kings in 25.6 minutes. And it was obviously traded from the Pacers to the Kings. So from the Pacers, 11 points. For the Kings, 8.3 points. And of course, 2 rebounds per game and 1 assist per game. And shooting roughly 35%, 36% from field. So I wouldn't be upset if we traded for Justin Holiday. Maybe we need some more veterans. I'm okay with that. I'm okay getting in our guard. It's not going to solve our problem that we have for rebounding and for physicality. I still hate to lose Jay Crowder. I can't say that enough. I've told you guys that I never wanted to lose Jay Crowder. He's too valuable. Like, he'll do the gritty-gutty stuff. He'll do the dirty work. He just will. He'll get on the ground like Dennis Rodman and just throw his body out there to get rebounds. That's just how he does things. And so to lose a key player, like Jay Crowder is kind of unnerving. It's kind of frustrating because it's like, it's kind of all been avoided. But when you tell a guy that he's not going to start end games, and you tell him that he's not going to make that much money, that he's not going to be a starter, it's like, oh, years may not be right. Those are just more shots to the heart. Like, at some point, it's just like, you gotta throw in the towel. And this is an expiring contract. He's played 2 seasons with the Suns. I respect what Jay Crowder's done. I respect his decision to want to move on. I also respect the Suns' decision for what they're doing and giving Cam Johnson the best opportunities to thrive in Monty Williams' system and in the starting lineup. And I can't wait to see him play. I really can't. Wish we could have seen more of him last season, but the thigh injury, or quad injury, or whatever leg injury it was kind of hard because he was out for 30, 35 games. He was out for a while. It's like 3 weeks, almost a month. But yeah, Hawks to me are a go. I wish I had some trade. I wish I had some mock trades. If a deal doesn't get done by Friday, I'll compose some together on Thursday, share it to y'all on that day. Then on Friday, I'll talk about them on the podcast, along with fantasy basketball. Why not? But yeah, I'm excited for the Suns. I want stuff to go right for us. And it hurts that we're moving off of Jay, but this is inevitable. It is going to happen. So, it's just life at this point. Like, you really cannot change life. You just got to go in. You have other drama featuring Monty Williams, DeAndre, and his organization. I don't think you have much to fear about that, but you never know. I'm not going to focus on that. I don't believe it's as big as the media and everyone else is making it out to be. I think that we're just filling the gaps with our paranoia and with our own speculation. I'm not going to go down that route, and I would highly advise against that for all y'all too. Now, that's it for breaking news around the league. But now, here's drama, here's speculation, and here's everything I have to say about this, because why not? So, topic of the day is this. My opinion, did Draymond Green do all of this for attention and his desire to play for the Lakers next season? If you guys do not remember what happened between Jordan Poole and Draymond Green, let me refresh your memory. There was heated moments leading up to it. Words were exchanged. Jordan Poole, Draymond Green got up into the face of Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole shoved him. And what did Draymond do? Being the big bully he is and having to insert his toughness over everyone, he punched the guy in the face. He punched Poole in the face. Because that makes sense. Oh, I got shoved after getting up in the grill of my teammate. Let me go punch him in the face. Oh. And surprisingly, it didn't hurt. Or at least he was able to continue. Draymond's gone, but Jordan Poole stayed and he was fine. And he continued practice. And it seemed like he was in good spirits. I don't know how, but he was. Now, per TMZ, Draymond Green called Jordan Poole some unflattering words multiple times, an unflattering word multiple times before punching him. Yeah, TMZ says things escalated when Poole allegedly said, "You know what it is, Draymond," seemingly bragging over the contract extension, and Draymond got on Poole's face, allegedly saying, "No, I don't know. What is it?" Then he punched him. Now, Draymond Green says that he's watched the video of him launching a haymaker at Jordan Poole 15 times. He gave an apology. Now, my biggest shock was TMZ only getting this for less than 10,000. And how did this get out? And also, I have questions. Like when Steve Kerr saw Jordan Poole get rocked by Draymond Green, did he have horror nightmare flashbacks of Michael Jordan coming over and just punching the taste out of his mouth? Y'all remember that? Where Jordan punched Steve Kerr? Was he not practicing hard enough? Jordan didn't agree with something. And Kerr died. He probably had an out-of-body experience. That moment probably killed him. He's like, yeah, I need to be traded. I'm not scared of the floor general of the team leader because he just broke my jaw, punched me. And he probably would do it again to this day. Did he have horror flashbacks about that? What possessed Draymond Green? There's a lot of questions. And I believe these questions need to be answered. Now, I do not have the resources to tap into my crystal ball or try to see into, or even talk to any of these people. More reasonable, saying whatever the word I was trying to say, but when it come out of my brain, whatever. But the more reasonable saying would be just try to talk to them. Yeah, no, I kind of can't do that. I don't have that kind of higher up privilege. But things happened. I watched that video a lot, and I'm like, he really rocked him. Shocked Poole's entire body into the wall. He got back up. Teammates separated him. But yeah, there's gonna be likely no suspension. But this begs the question: did Draymond Green do all of this for attention and his desire to play for the Lakers next season? I'm pretty sure the contract stuff and him changing his attitude got on everyone's nerves, especially Draymond Green's. But you can't punch a dude over that. The guy's just egotistical. The dude has a big ego. Because he was getting paid big money. I'm just trying to pull up the contract of Draymond Green. Because he's also not very smart. So, he's going to be an unrestricted free agent next year, right? Yep, No, I'm sorry. In 2024, he's going to be an unrestricted free agent. But here's the thing. He's going to play for the Lakers. He knows his contract's coming up to an end. So he's you know what? While we're here, let me just I'm pretty sure he did do all this just go to the Lakers. Because if it's not going to be the Warriors, then why might as well just go to the Lakers? Don't gotta move in the same state. Boom, bada bang. You're gold. You don't have to move much, and you're able to play on a decent team as well. I'm trying to, ESPN, yesterday, In terms of clarity, there's no reason to believe he's going to miss any time in the regular season. Stephen A. Smith said this, quote, Draymond Green is expecting this to be his last year in Golden State. Now, he want to be a Laker. He ain't gonna tell anybody that, but don't think I don't know. He prefer to be a Laker if he gotta leave Golden State. So, end quote, I'm sorry. If Stephen A. Smith is correct about this, and this is his final season, I say he got everyone riled up. It's going to get blown out of proportion. It's not going to get suspended. Everything's going to be awkward, tense, and just very confrontational and very for this season. And it's going to get in the way. But then the Warriors just going to part ways. Like, here you go. Here's the same guy that tried to beef with Kevin Durant. Like, I'm seeing a trend with Draymond Green. He's just one big bully and always wants to get in beef with his own teammates because he just feels insecure or something. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what the dude's going for right now. But he's messed up. If he's not kicking people in the crotch. Sorry, Steven. Steven Adams. I can still remember that. He's picking fights with his own teammates or former teammates. Like, what would this dude not do? Oh, and I guess he's going to complain on his podcast or whatever. Because for, like, few people that actually listen to him. This guy's just a headache. I'd rather deal with Kevin Porter Jr. than I would Draymond Green. I'm being honest. I really am. Don't worry. We got James Wiseman. Like, I don't care about Green. We got Wiseman. So we're good on that. Now, should I scare one? Yes. But in the end, I really do believe that Draymond Green was doing this for attention. He felt insecure. His emotions are running high. He gave out some apology that had to happen. Bob Myers came. Kerr came. They all came. Warriors. I think Curry even talked about it. Stephen Curry talked about it. I just broke the internet. Draymond Green causing drama once again. What's new? But I really do believe he's trying to force his way out to the Lakers. If it's because the Warriors were kind of in between on giving him the contract extension that he wanted, the money in the years that he wanted. So he may go to the Lakers, give the money that he wants, get in, get out, retire a Laker, or come back on a one-day contract with the Warriors. I don't know. But imagine if Udonis Haslam, I don't know how to say his name. Udonis Haslam was playing on the Warriors. You remember when Udonis took care when Jimmy Butler was trying to get in a fight with Eric Spoelstra or whatever? Udonis was right there. I'm thinking to myself, Green would have not done anything. Like, Green would have been begging on his hands and knees. Just trying to get out of there as fast as he could. Like, he wouldn't have done anything if Udonis Haslam was there. Like, Udonis would have been like, you have a problem? We have a problem here. Green would have been crying on his hands. Like, no. He would have been kissing up to Udonis. Like, no, we don't have a problem here. We're all good. Like, he would have been begging for forgiveness or whatever. Like, imagine if we had enforced like that. Sorry, Andre Iguodala, but you're not that. Udonis is, and he's like in his 40s. He's like 40 years old, and he's huge. Jimmy Butler didn't want to pick a fight. Yeah, that locker room's listening. Yeah, you have the leaders, like the public leaders. You got those private enforcers that act as a private enforcer leader. Oh, buddy. Yeah, you don't mess with those guys. They will knock you out. That's a guarantee. Draymond will not be running his mouth anymore. He couldn't do it anymore after Udonis was done with him. But still, yeah. So he did this for attention. His emotions were high. He's being a big crybaby. He didn't like what Jordan Poole was saying. I'm not a big Draymond Green guy. I find him to be a bully and a jerk. And really not that good of a basketball player, but it helps when you have a team to carry you. Like, is he good in certain games? Yes. I'm not gonna say he's a horrible basketball player. He's a decently good basketball player. He's not the best of what he used to be. He has just pretty much slowed down, right? But I'm not gonna take everything away from him because that would just be really unfair. But I do believe he's gonna force his way out if he doesn't get the money that he wants. I do believe during the final years, like this is the end days of their relationship between him and Golden State. I truly do believe that. And I also believe that the Lakers are going to be prime. They're going to offer them money like, hey, come on, over here. Just do it. Oh, the best Savage moment would be if the Clippers came in and just took Green from the Lakers. Oh, I would just love to see the best team in LA take out the worst team in LA again. And that would be the Clippers taking out the Lakers. For all you choke show fans out there, bunch of losers. You got Anthony Davis already hurt. He's already in mid-season form. LeBron's probably going to request a trade. Don't worry. You got a guy being paid $1 billion for silence on concentration camps in China. And then you got Patrick Beverley and Russell Westbrook on the same team. They're going to kill each other. They're going to have their own brawls. They're going to go all Draymond Green and Jordan Poole. But this time it's going to be Draymond Green against versus Draymond Green. There's actually going to be two men fighting instead of like some bully little pretender dude. And Jordan Poole getting rocked out of nowhere because he's just trying to practice and make money. Like, we are now going to have all of California explode. Like, I'm not kidding you. The Clippers are going to go at it. The Warriors are going to go at it. The Lakers. Like, the Lakers are going to self-destruct. I don't know why they have Patrick Beverley and Russell Westbrook on the same team. Like, that just never... Like, they have legit beef. They're like, oh, no. The other hand's like, oh, no. If we could play them at the same time, that'd be great. And they still got Anthony Davis, that bum. Injured. Stupid. So, yeah. I have a lot of hatred for California. I have a lot of hatred for California's teams. But I'm not bitter that the Rams also beat out my Cardinals every single time. But now we're good. But I still got the Phoenix Suns, the best team in the NBA, even though we lost in the second round to a Dallas Mavericks team. I just wanted to rip my eyes out having to watch that blow in a 2-0 lead. Oh. Anyways, yeah, Draymond Green probably gonna be done with the Warriors. End days, end of relationship, bye-bye, divorce is coming, bad marriage, marriage went well, marriage is now going bad, divorce coming, Lakers is the second wife. Heck, that sounds just so wrong. But yet so right for when I don't know. I'm trying to bring up different examples, different illustrations. But yeah, those are my feelings on it. That's why I think it's going on. So yeah, tell me what you guys are thinking about. Tell me how you guys are reacting to it. Is everything being blown out of proportion? Do you think the Lakers actually have a shot against Draymond? Do you believe Draymond's time with the Warriors come to an end? Do you believe Jordan Poole was in the wrong? Like, what are you guys thinking here? Let me know, as I am eager to hear what you guys have to say. Until then, I will see you guys next podcast episode. And yeah, remember to check us out on social media everywhere. And also the YouTube channel and Rumble channel. But mainly the YouTube channel. Remember, YouTube is CourtSideHeat, all space, because YouTube is weird like that. But gotta play by the rules. Until then, guys, I will see you next podcast episode. Until then, have a great next few days. I'll be doubling up on social media. Fantasy basketball is coming up. Until then, peace out, guys. I'm heading now. See ya.